My bangs are all kinds of messed up, but we are at a place doing a thing. I didn't film the initial journey here because first I didn't know I was going here, and then after that I didn't know if it costed money to get in, and if it did I didn't want to spend much money, so I didn't know if we were doing this today or what, but we ended up doing it. So now we're here and we're catching up, we're making a video. We're at some bamboo gardens. We're at Rikugien Park, and it is only 300 yen to enter, which is like right now I think about $1.70. So I got my green tea and decided to take a little detour here and show you around. And the reason I was interested is because on Instagram, when I was scrolling Instagram, I saw that they are bamboo gardens located in Tokyo, which if you aren't familiar with Japan, a lot of the bamboo gardens, the proper bamboo gardens, are mostly located in Kyoto, about 3 hours south. Kyoto is only accessible by Shinkansen bullet train, which is very, very expensive, or at least can be. I can't currently go to Kyoto. I would love to. I do plan to in the future, but I can't go there right now to see any sort of bamboo gardens. So I wanted to see if I could find any in Tokyo, and when I was scrolling on Instagram, I kind of just ran into some that I could check out that are in Tokyo, and this one is actually fairly close to my stomping grounds where we were last week in Sensoji. So I got coffee with a friend this morning, and then I decided to come here. And then we're gonna take a walk around and look at it. I do see it's hydrangea season because it's rainy season, so I do see some hydrangeas blooming, as well as a pond, which I think does have fish in it. So we're gonna go look at that, gonna see some bamboo, going to experience life. Thing I am noticing immediately is these huge stalks of bamboo. And this beautiful forest that surrounds it, as well as these little clusters of bamboo. And it's so green, and it's so quiet. My friend that I was meeting with this morning, I was explaining it to him. Also, my bangs are a mess and we're just gonna accept it. My friend that I was meeting with this morning, I was explaining to him that a lot of the things that I like to do in Tokyo are not touristy per se. Like, I don't really like to do tourist things. I like to find quiet places and take walks. And he was like, oh, that's really like interesting, I guess. Like, that's cool. And I was like, yeah, and like there's this bamboo forest I'm gonna check out later today, and like that's my big thing of the week. Like, that's my big event, is I'm going to a bamboo forest and I'm gonna take a walk. And you know, I feel like a lot of people in touristy places tend to do touristy things, and there's nothing wrong with that, of course, but I've always been the kind of person that likes to just see what the world looks like. And I'm going down this dark alleyway. I'm someone that likes to see what the world looks like and experiencing things that are not my home or my apartment or just my little corner of the internet. I think can be so important for growth, because you get to see, like, it's all there. There's a lot of earth. There's a lot of world. And I feel like it's a waste if I spend my whole life in a small corner of it. And I think that my world, our world by extension, looks a certain way and behaves a certain way, when really I've only looked at a little piece of it, and I haven't looked at the whole thing. There's a whole snake right there. I don't know if you can see it. You can totally see it. There's a snake. I think it's just a little gardener snake though. I used to get these in the backyard at home. I'm not scared of them. They don't bite. I am, however, going to be very careful from here on out because I didn't see him, and I don't like that I didn't see him. He could have gotten hurt. So I've come across this little like watery area over here. Hello. I keep hearing like animals, and it keeps freaking me out because it wouldn't freak me out back home, I think, but I'm not familiar with the animals that are here. And it's just kind of like freaking me out because I'm like, what are you? I think the majority of them are birds and or like snakes, of which neither are terrifying. I used to walk paths like this a lot at home, like in the Pacific Northwest, and there are bears and cougars and snakes and spiders that will kill you out there, and it didn't bother me then. But I think right now I'm just not sure what I keep hearing, and it's freaking me out a little bit. I'll be fine. I'll be okay. Look at that. More bamboo. Like, I feel like we had this forest in Legend of Zelda at one point. In Breath of the Wild, that really annoying electric area. I feel like that's what this reminds me of. That was a leaf. I guess a lot of that is inspired by Japan. Hang on. Hang on. Is that or is that not the coolest thing that you've seen all day? Oh my god, I'm such a nerd for bamboo. Oh my god. Look at that. Yeah, like genuinely, I thought I would have to go to Kyoto to see a proper bamboo forest. But I'm so glad that that's not the case. When I was looking up this place, I couldn't remember what it was called. So I Googled it. It was like bamboo forest in Tokyo. And I actually got like 5 or 6 results. Like there's more than one bamboo forest in Tokyo. I ultimately decided to go to this one because it's the closest. But they're all over. And I was really, really surprised to find that like bamboo forests are kind of just anywhere. And I guess it's like in the Pacific Northwest, we have a lot of like natural forested areas there as well. I just saw the most touristy bullshit. Look at that. How is that not a postcard? How is that not a postcard? Excuse. We've made it to the mysterious pavilion, and I saw a really scary bug, but we're here. And it's really cool because you can see so much around it. It's like really central to this like river area. I can see the bridge that I was just on. I could see fish in the river. It's really, really cool. Maybe it's the mountain girly, the rural girly coming out of me, but I feel like life almost has no value to it if you're not connected to nature, if you're not connected to the earth in some format. Because imagine looking at any of this and not thinking that like you're absolutely blessed to live on this planet, and thinking that humans are the end all be all. Like look at any of this and tell me that like we're not small in comparison. Like there's a whole colony of ants at my feet. None of them know I exist. None of them know about taxes. They're fine. They're doing fine. The earth runs. I just think that's neat. discovered that there's like an inner route and an outer route. What we're gonna do is take the longer outer route so we can have more of a well-rounded hike. And I just saw some birds playing. It was really cute, and I could see the full extent of what my 300 yen got me. And I've already seen a snake and a colony of ants and some bamboo. Like, oh my god, bang for my buck much. Come hike with me in Japan. I'm genuinely, I'm like over the moon. I don't know if you can tell. Anytime you get me outside and like in a park with trees, I'm just... So there are some of the hydrangeas that are in bloom. I think those are hydrangeas. But then there's this other flower that I'm not sure about. But they're June blooms. They require a lot of rain. So during rainy season is when all of these things bloom. And the flora and fauna of Japan really changes with it. I finished my hike in quiet and peace and didn't record any of it. And now I'm going back to where I found my snake friend because he makes me feel safe and loved. I don't know how much video footage I actually got. I'm not sure if it was enough for like a full video. I really hope it was. This week is kind of, I'm feeling kind of subdued, kind of like low-key quiet. I have a lot of boring errands like bank stuff and bill stuff to do. So my energy this week is kind of low. Hopefully it encourages you to get out in nature more, because to me, like, it's incredible that we're here. It's incredible that this exists, and like it's a miracle to me that we get to live on it and be a part of it. I'm not religious, I'm spiritual, but I'm not religious. And I can't help but feel like blessed that the world exists and that I get to exist within it. You know. But with that being said, I think I'm gonna go continue to do my errands and go home and lay in bed and do some good old-fashioned bed rotting. Thank you for watching. More content probably either tomorrow or next week, depending on how I feel. I would like to do some sort of get ready with me situation tomorrow, but I have to be out early to do bank stuff. I don't know if I'll have the energy to be chatty. So probably next week. And I might do another bamboo forest because I know there's like a million of them. But just let me know if you have any suggestions. Like, pop them in the comments, let me know things to do, places to go. Preferably places with less people that aren't like tourist destinations, because like last week took a lot out of me. So also, fit check. This was 500 yen at a Shinjuku thrift store, and 500 yen is like 350. So I'm glad you were watching. Thank you. Goodbye. I'm gonna go rejoin my snake friend.